Senior Congress leader Renuka Chaudhary said that Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi have completely different speaking styles and should not be compared. In an interview, she explained that comparing them is like comparing an apple with an orange. According to her, both leaders spoke strongly in parliament but on different subjects and their own unique ways. Renuka added that people often expect a fixed stereotypical response from leaders, which is not fair. She stressed that diversity in expression is natural and healthy in a democracy, and both Rahul and Priyanka contribute effectively in their own manner. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat said that the nation should always come first and this is the time to live for India, not to die. Speaking at an event in Andaman to mark the 115th anniversary of Savarkar's song Sagar Prant Talmala, Bhagwat said that only devotion to the country should guide people. He warned against divisive and violent language, saying such thinking has no place in India. Bhagwat also noted that society today clashes over small differences in thinking. To build a great nation, he said, people must remember and follow Savarkar's message of unity and national pride. The Central Cabinet has approved a proposal to rename the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. The scheme will now be called the Pujya Bapu Rural Employment Scheme. Along with the name change, the government has also cleared a bill to increase guaranteed work days from 100 to 125 days in a year. Sources said this move aims to provide more employment security to rural families. The scheme, widely known as Manrega or NREGA, is one of the India's key welfare program. Its main objective is to ensure livelihood support and reduce economic distress in rural areas across the country. A major accident was narrowly avoided at Ranchi's Birsa Munda Airport after an Indigo aircraft made a hard landing on Friday night. The flight number 6C7361 was travelling from Bhubaneswar to Ranchi when its rear portion hit the runway during landing. The impact caused damage to the aircraft, creating panic at the airport for some time. There were 56 passengers on board and all of them are safe. However, reports suggest that a few passengers suffered minor injuries. Airport authorities and airline staff quickly managed the situation and ensured passenger safety. The Election Commission released constituency-wise data after the first phase of the special intensive revision in West Bengal. According to the figure, more than 58 lakhs names have been removed from the state's voter list. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's Bhabanipur constituency saw 44,787 names deleted from the rolls. Earlier, the seat had over 1.61 lakhs voters. In Nandigram, represented by BJP leader and leader of opposition Suvendu Adhikari, 10,599 names were removed. Before SIR, the constituency has around 2.78 lakhs voters. The data has triggered political reactions across the state. With just 2 months left for elections in Bangladesh, violence has raised serious concern. On Friday afternoon, a right-wing youth leader was shot in Dhaka. The incident took place around 2:25 p.m. at Box Culvert Road in the Bijoy Nagar area. The victim, Sharif Usman Hadi, is the spokesperson of the Islamic organization Inkılap Manch and a known opponent of Sheikh Hasina. He is also contesting the upcoming election as an independent candidate. At the time of the attack, Hadi was campaigning. The incident has heightened political tension and security worries ahead of the polls. 20 U.S. states led by California have filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration over the new gold card visa policy. The administration has imposed a fee of $1 million, roughly 9 crore rupees, for applicants seeking the visa. The states argue that the fee is illegal and unfair. They claim it will worsen existing shortage of doctors and teachers, affecting hospitals, schools, universities and public services. According to the lawsuit, such a high fee will discourage skilled professionals from applying, ultimately harming essential services and the broader public interest across the United States. Gold and silver prices hit records high in India, with gold reaching Rs 1.33 lakhs per 10 grams and silver touching Rs 1.95 lakhs per kilogram, driving the global uncertainty and safe haven demand. Meanwhile, retail inflation dropped sharply to 0.71% in November, offering relief to consumers due to lower food prices. In another major move, Indian Railway shut down 3.02 crore fake IRCTC accounts this year to stop illegal ticket booking and ensure fair access for genuine passengers using advanced data monitoring and technology. Football superstar Lionel Messi has arrived in India after a gap of 14 years. He landed at Kolkata airport around 2:30 am along with Uruguay striker Luis and Argentina midfielder Rodrigo de Paul. The visit has created huge excitement among football fans. On Saturday morning, Messi virtually inaugurated a 70-foot-tall statue in Kolkata. Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan also joined the event. Messi's return to India is being seen as a major moment for Indian football lovers, as he remains one of the most admired and influential player in the world. A strong cold wave has tightened its grip over North India. In Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, temperatures in 37 cities have fallen below 10 degrees Celsius, making nights extremely cold. In Uttar Pradesh, dense fog covered many areas, reducing visibility to just 10 meters on several roads and highways. This caused slow traffic and increased the risk of accidents. Train and flight services were also affected in some cities. In Uttarakhand, freezing conditions led to waterfall and mountain streams turning into ice. Weather officials have advised people to stay indoors when possible and take precautions against severe cold. That's all for today's bulletin. We'll be back with more updates next time. Until then, this is Tamanna Rizvi signing off. Have a good day.